My beloved ones, my name is Algimantas. I live in a small country, Lithuania, which is in Eastern Europe at the Baltic Sea. I usually present spiritual teachings related with our everyday life. Today, on one of the television channels, I heard that in Denver, Colorado, in the United States, there was held a certain conference on astrophysics, and they were finally just confirming that there is a huge, immense dark body in the Milky Way galaxy that at last scientists have discovered a very solid proof, evidence of the existence of that dark body. Because there are some suns which are attracted by this immense dark body in space, and it actually submerges this dark body without appearing again to be seen. So scientists have been trying to discover this black hole for several years. It is impossible to discover it by one telescope. So they managed to use many telescopes in different countries. Some of them were in Chile, others in Mexico, in the United States. So these telescopes were showing the vision from different angles, from different parts of our planet. And then these visions have been projected into one, the so-called telescopic vision of a virtual Earth telescope, as if it would be one virtual telescope just following this dark body from different angles in different parts of the planet. And now they are happy to report that, yeah, we have discovered that dark, immense body in space. And this dark body is some 55 billion light years away from our planet. And actually, it's of immense size. And what is even more important, its gravity is awfully big. And of course, all scientists in different spheres, they investigate certain phenomena, but they are not trying to relate them to one another. Phenomena in, say, chemistry are not related to phenomena in cosmos, in space. Nothing speaking that they would relate these phenomena with Creator, the Paradise Trinity, I am, to these four sources and centers that emit an immense energy power in vibrations. So all the nebulae are also out of this Creator's energy. But astrophysicists who claim to have discovered this huge, immense body in space, dark body, they deny the existence of Creator as such. And they want to discover the causes of this dark body, why all of a sudden it's in space, without acknowledging the fact of Creator's existence, without acknowledging Creator's energy, which is purposefully emitted of a certain power, of a certain volume, just to create creation, different suns, stars, and even planets, those which originate in an evolutionary manner like ours for mortals to inhabit, and architectural spheres which are designed by certain models and then constructed directly out of Creator's energy in cosmos. And these planets are much bigger than our planet, and they are used for teaching, for training different personalities of different spiritual status. So what astrophysicists claim to have discovered in space as a huge dark hole. So in reality, these dark holes does not exist. And astrophysicists in vain are trying to devote their time, energy, and what is more important, they need money for this sort of investigation. And they claim that they have discovered something which is non-existent. Actually, there is a certain model of creation, a certain structure, but this has been designed by Creator himself according to his evolutionary plan to the whole of creation, which actually astrophysicists are not aware of because they do not want to know all these things, as these things start with Creator's activity in space. Just imagine Creator, who is the source and center of all energy, is emitting energy out of himself just to play this evolutionary game in space. He has an appropriate dwelling abode, which is called Paradise, and which is in the very center, geographically speaking, of the whole of creation. But even though this immense material body is in creation, it is not in cosmos. Just imagine such a, well, I would say blinding piece of news. How could something exist out of cosmos? And this is the dwelling abode of Creator himself. Because it is paradise. The dwelling abode of Creator is called Paradise. And it is a material, immense body in creation, but it is not in space. Space is coming close to paradise, but it is not touching it, because it is paradise which is creating space. But being itself out of space, out of cosmos, just imagine in which way Creator is operating, creating space, emitting it out of dwelling abode, immense dwelling abode of Creator. This dwelling abode is material, and it's made of one substance, which is neither living nor dead. Such a substance does not exist anywhere else. So, paradise is a model for all other worlds within the divine or central universe, which is called fauna. So imagine this huge material dwelling abode of creator. By its size would many times be bigger than what you see when you raise your eyes at the sky. All this dome would be like a small, tiny piece of sand in comparison with desert. So desert would correspond to the size of paradise, while this one particle of sand would be equal to this space dome we see while watching the sky. Just imagine if such a material body might fill up all this space. Imagine your conscious reaction. You would be so scared that you would turn mad. Your consciousness would not be able to conceive all this. And it would be impossible to hide from such a huge body. So that's why the dark holes, the black holes that astrophysicists so intensively have been trying to discover, to investigate, and to give different explanations about the causes that made these holes into existence. So all their investigations are false and futile. They will never discover the cause of the existence of these dark holes, black holes, if they deny the existence of creator. And creator should be acknowledged first of all, before even starting to investigate space. So I would tell you, I would explain to you what are these black holes if you wished to listen to my explanation. Anyway, somebody might listen to what I'm going to tell you. So the astrophysicists who try to present as a huge historic discovery in astrophysics the existence of dark, immense material body in space that devours suns, stars that are not coming back. So it is a huge material architectural sphere. And the Milky Way has the capital named Uversa. It's right in the very center of the Milky Way. And this huge, immense body, immense planet attracts not only stars, suns, by its immense gravity, It attracts huge universes, local universes, because all this space that we see looking at the sky is divided by the amount of energy emitted out of paradise into 100,000 local universes. But these local universes are created. They are not automatically made. They are created by certain personalities capable of manifesting and manipulating Creator's energy emitted out of paradise. So a much more powerful energy is coming to this huge, immense material planet in the center of the Milky Way, and which I named as Uversa. So this Uversa planet, architectural sphere, having an immense power of attraction, immense level of gravity, can hold within its grasp huge nebulae in space. And it is the nebulae that astrophysicists can study while they look at the sky, at the universe, or into the universe using different telescopes. And since Uversa is not either a sun or any other illuminated object, it is not radiating luminosity to space. Therefore, scientists can see it only as a huge dark body. And all, say, suns and other nebulae circle around this huge dark body, around Uversa. Even like I told you before, local universes are circling around Uversa, around this immense dark architectural sphere. And on this architectural sphere, there is a lot of activity by a very high spiritual personalities. They perform this activity. This planet, or rather architectural sphere, is of immense beauty because it is much closer to paradise. And the planets and suns and stars, well, actually, suns and stars, these are two different words denoting the same, a nebula. So they circle around Uversa, and their orbit is immense, and it takes a very long time to make one full circle around Uversa. And once this nebulae, while circling around Uversa, is flying at an immense speed, and when it is hidden by this huge material body in space, so this sun seems to be like disappeared into this black hole, like this black hole devoured this shining sun. And scientists claim, so this is the black hole that has eaten, that has attracted into itself suns, stars. Nothing of the kind. If, for instance, we, while circling around the sun in our solar system, make one circle around the sun within 1 year. But at the same time, our planet is revolving around its own axle. So in this case, this revolution is hiding from our view the sun. At night, we do not see the sun because some other parts of our planet are turned at the sun at that time. And our satellite, the moon, when, for instance, the moon just orbiting our planet is standing in between our planet and the sun, we cannot see the sun. It is hidden from us. So we call this phenomenon eclipse of the sun. So more or less the same happens with this black hole. Once the suns are behind this dark body that does not reflect any light, you cannot see the sun because an immense body of Uversa, of this architectural sphere, simply hides that sun. But it is still flying around Uversa. It has not stopped. It has not been eaten by this dark body. It has not entered this dark body. But it's simply flying on its own orbit. And it takes years, not just 1 year like for us to orbit our sun, but many years to complete the orbit about that immense body, that architectural sphere called Uversa. And by the way, all the spiritual judgments on the existence of every spiritual personality within this space dome is being passed by the three Ancients of Days tribunal that resides in Uversa, in this immense architectural sphere. And even our resurrection shall be decided on this architectural sphere by the same three Ancients of Days tribunal. And they know each say thought of ours. They know each action of ours. That's why they can judge us not only by actions, but by the motives of our actions. And it is the motives that make the decisive impact on passing a verdict on our resurrection. Resurrection on a higher level of energy vibrations to our material body. And that would be already in our soul identity. So, my dears, there is a black hole, but it is not the one that devours suns and planets. It is an immense architectural sphere that hosts a lot of activity. And we, mortals, after resurrection, we shall have to develop our character according to Creator's will. We shall pass from one architectural sphere to another. First, in our local universe that has been created by two sub-creators. By saying sub-creators, I mean that local universes have been created not directly by creator of all creation, by the Paradise Trinity I am, but by their son and daughter. And our local universe has been created by our creator son, whom we know as Jesus of Nazareth, and his partner, creator daughter, whose name is Nebadonia. That's why our local universe has the name of Nebadon. So we shall complete our soul identity development in this local universe until we turn, well, by our outer form, into pure spirit, possessing the same personality that starts this eternal journey to paradise on this initial planet where we are right now. So now we have a material body. After resurrection, we shall have a higher or a higher frequency energy vibration form for our identity. And it'll be changing until we have a very high frequency form that will receive energy recuperation directly from energy circuits rather than partaining of some food. So in this case, after some time that we are seen off by our master creator son, Jesus of Nazareth, and his partner, Nebadonia, in a local universe as a fully fledged spirit, we shall be moved to the super universe. And at the proper time, after many years of our training, we shall be in this very same Uversa, which our contemporary astrophysicists discovered as an immense dark body in space. We shall be performing our activities before getting to the central divine universe, Paradise-Havana universe. We shall be having a lot of fun on this dark body architectural sphere. So we will be able to touch this very same surface that astrophysicists now try to explain its existence by looking at their telescopes only, and by falsely claiming that it is a whole, a dark hole devouring suns, stars.